Become a patron at www.patreon.com/Golden Era Bookworm for hard to find books, scans of rare photos, and articles on the Golden Era of bodybuilding. Hi everybody, Golden Era Bookworm here. Today I'd like to address a topic that comes up over and over again, and that is the diet of the bodybuilders from the Silver Era. What was it that these Silver Era greats actually ate? And one in particular question that I think is really important is what was the breakfast of these champions? Now recently I came across an excellent article written by Joe Wader which addressed this topic very, very well. And within the article he recounts his many visits and stays with many of these Silver Era greats, and he comes to a startling realization that he, like many of us, are victims of civilization, and how through habitual conditioning we have succumbed to the demands of our busy lives and really forgot the importance of a good breakfast. Further, Joe Wader makes the observation that the Silver Era bodybuilders really make the time to have a good breakfast and details the foods that they commonly ate. Therefore, in essence, today I present the breakfast of the Silver Era champions, and I hope that you enjoy this video. Now, although most of us are aware of the importance of a good breakfast, it is good to be reminded of it every now and then. The name itself, breakfast, tells us that we are breaking from the fasting that occurs during the night when we sleep. However, it has become a bad habit for most of us to actually skip breakfast because of the civilization which we live in, which demands so much of us. It's a really poor habit that we just get up, rush to work, and most of us, not myself, but most of us, have a quick coffee and toast in the morning, and that's our breakfast. And as Joe Wader puts it so well in the article, you can only call this self-imposed malnutrition. And what does this obviously lead to? Well, it's going to affect your gains in the gym, but not just that, throughout your whole day. You're going to be fatigued, you're going to have no pep, you're going to have no vitality, because breakfast is such an important meal in the day. It really sets you up for the rest of the day. It sets up your focus and concentration for all your tasks. And so being fatigued and having this self-imposed malnutrition is a horrible habit to get into. Now, as I mentioned earlier, Joe Wader recounts many stories of how he had breakfast with several of these Silver Era champions. And one which struck me, one particular story, was when both him and Alan Steffen went to visit Dr. Frederick Tilney, a nutritionist at the time. And he recalls how Alan Steffen would wake up in the early morning, and I'm talking the break of dawn, and go for a quick swim just to wake himself up. And after that, he would sit down and have a real hearty breakfast, and I'm talking hearty. Joe Wader was amazed at the amount of food that Alan Steffen would eat up first thing in the morning. And he wouldn't just gobble it up and rush off to do whatever. No, he would actually sit down and relax and really enjoy his breakfast and eat over a period of about 45 minutes up to an hour. So that's quite a lot of time there, sitting there, relaxing and enjoying his breakfast. And after that, Joe Wader mentions how Alan Steffen seemed almost completely tireless. Like throughout the day, he was full of energy. He would, after breakfast, enjoy a swim, play on the beach, then go through a massive workout, and finish off the evening by dancing the night away. So we have an excellent example here of a wonderful Silver Era bodybuilding champion, and a great story here of how one should really treat themselves in breakfast. As they say, you should have a breakfast like a king, right? And I mean, who better than to exemplify this than Alan Steffen in this wonderful photo here of Alan Steffen in the side chest pose. I mean, yeah, it's fantastic. So towards the end of the article, Joe Wader actually details the kind of breakfast that he commonly saw amongst these Silver Era champions. And I guess this is what most of us have been waiting for in this particular video. So here it is. He recounts that most Silver Era champions would have a piece of fruit or fruit juice for breakfast. Whole grain cereal, hot or cold, usually mixed in with some milk, preferably raw, of course, as was available during that time. And whole wheat bread with butter. And very important was to have eggs or some kind of protein. And I guess the most important thing out of all of this is, even though it's a very big, hearty breakfast, fruit, full of fruit, whole natural foods, whole cereals, whole wheat bread, milk, eggs, the works, right? The most important thing is to relax and enjoy it, and not to rush, not to stress, because this will affect the digestion, which is very important. You can eat all of that, but if you don't digest it and assimilate it, it's just going to go down the poop hole. So very important wise words here from Joe Waiter, from his experience from spending all this time and having breakfast with these Silver Era champs. Yeah, very important. Now, if you're interested in learning more about diet and good habit as practiced by the Silver Era and Bronze Era legends of the past, Building of Vita Power is highly, highly recommended. Written by Bernard McFadden, available on my website. It talks about diet and considerations of foods, as well as how to improve your function of your organs, which is very, very important, because of course if you have a well-functioning heart, lungs, digestive system and excretory system, everything that you assimilate will be properly processed inside your body, being the air that you breathe, the water that you drink, and the food that you eat. A fantastic book. I'm reading it myself right now. It's just full of excellent information. Another great book is Vince Giron's Blueprint for the Bodybuilder. Here we have Vince's nutritional principles, which were more followed in the golden era of bodybuilding. Both books available on my website, www.goldenerabookroom.com. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this video on the breakfast of the Silver Era champions. Here we have a great photo of Steve Reeves, which really sums it up. I mean, he's just chilling out on a tree, relaxing, enjoying a snack. What is it? Whole natural food. It's just an apple. So it's not rocket science. It's not, the Silver Era champs didn't rely on supplements. They weren't available back then. They just relied on whole natural food. And more importantly, they had a very positive and calm outlook at life. They chilled out. They knew to relax. They knew to enjoy their food. Yeah, I mean, this article is a great read, and it'll be actually available on my Patreon for those that are interested in reading it. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this video once again. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't to the Golden Era Bookworm. Leave me a comment, and thank you for watching. If you'd like to support my work, please donate via PayPal, or as I mentioned, you can join my Patreon and become a patron, where you have access to many of the articles to which I base my videos on, as well as photos and occasionally books that I upload online as well. You can also find many of these books that are out of print from the Golden, Silver and Bronze Era of bodybuilding on my website, www.goldenerabookroom.com. Once again, hope you enjoyed the video. Keep it natural, keep it wholesome foods. That's the way to go. That's the Silver Era way, and the Bronze Era way too. Hope you've enjoyed the video. This is the Golden Era Bookworm. Bye for now.
Hi everybody, I just want to recommend this phenomenal book, Vince's Secret Locker, volume number 2 by Carl Coyne. I've been looking at this for about 4 weeks and I can't put it down. If you get a chance, check it out. He also has a part 1 that I highly recommend also. Vince was the trainer to the stars and had an amazing, interesting gym that today there's still not equipment like it around. It was all made out of wood. He'll be on our radio show coming up probably in the next couple weeks or so. Have a great day, and again, highly recommend this book.